I've been really wanting to give up lately on this business, on work, but I'm not. Welcome back to the Keys podcast. I'm your host, Lillian Hernandez, but you can call me Lilly. And in today's episode, we're talking about persisting, staying consistent, showing up, doing the work, even when we don't want to, when we want to give up. I'm not saying we can't give up, but I want us to consider alternative options in those instances or moments, because I know my own impulsivities have deterred me from either advancing in my career, maturing emotionally, mentally, even physically. I found myself stagnant for almost my entire 30s, not really giving my body a chance to work out or be in shape or to even care for it. And that ultimately played into how my business was run. I was just surviving. And through all that, I wanted to give up. I wanted to change careers. I wanted to quit so many times. But I had to find what courage was for me and hold on to that dearly. Otherwise, I don't know where I would be in my life and my career. I'm pretty sure I would have figured it out, but I probably would not be in the state I'm in now, currently at 41 years old. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually strong, even financially. I had my worst year last year in 2024 due to many indecisions and inconsistencies in my life and just a lot of changes as well. And I knew coming into this new year, 2025, and now as we're approaching 2026, so whenever you're listening to this podcast in the future, wherever you're at in life, for me, I tend to operate in those yearly cycles. And through each of those cycles, I've endured so much. And last year was definitely one of those we are struggling financially years. And I'm not afraid to admit that, because I know that failure is just data. It's information. It isn't who I identify as. It isn't who I allow people to categorize me as. So if I'm having an off year financially, I know moving forward, that's what I need to focus on. And I really had to dig deep and get to the root of what was going on in my life. And there was so much that I had to let go of, so many people. And as a result, I started to see improvements. I've spoken about this in previous episodes, but I quit drinking. And I knew out of all my vices or bad habits, that was one of those that I was really needing to let go of. It didn't consume me. I wasn't drinking before, during, after work. But when I did, I was spending so much money. I was coming home tired and hungover, obviously. And that, as you get older, becomes harder to recover from. I started to find myself more anxious, more sad, just staying in those state of minds longer than I knew I needed to be, or just staying in those state of minds longer when I knew deep down, I was like, this is not me. This is not me. What's going on? But because my people pleaser, my self-saboteur was taking over, and the fun in me just loved doing it, I was like, what else can I do instead of just letting this part of me go? Especially as I get older, I'm in my 40s now. The idea of letting go of my old habits that were tied to, or I associated with fun, was something that was becoming difficult to let go of. But as I saw my money dwindling and my finances decreasing and depleting, that also impacted my life in a negative way. So if all these negative things were happening, I needed some positive hits. And as I mentioned, I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit transaction coordination and just do something completely different. But I'm not really the best planner. I mentioned impulsivities and being impulsive earlier because I am. I have an idea, let's go do it. But the moment it loses momentum or I don't see instant results or payouts, I'm exiting stage left. And I had to really check myself and, find the humility and humble myself in those moments, because I realized that I had been doing that to almost everything in my life. including with clients and friends and other relationships. So ultimately, I decided, okay, let's lay it all out. In fact, go listen to episode, I don't remember the number, but it's titled How to Plan for 2025. Those episodes were me in real time last year at my worst. So I'm glad I documented it, one, but two, now we all have a guideline. And I'm probably going to do some more workshops or exercises around planning for the future. It doesn't have to mean, top of the year, new me, but I think exercises like that are important for us to check in with ourselves in order to realize, oh, snap, I let this get the best of me, or this is consuming me more than it should be or needs to be. Let me reevaluate, reassess, and approach it differently moving forward. And I know it sounds easier said than done because, believe me, I took days, weeks, months. In fact, we're in October right now, and I'm still in the process, but I'm seeing, now looking in hindsight, I'm seeing the fruits of that labor from even a year ago coming into fruition and magnifying the parts of my life that were in the shadows, that I was afraid to admit were wrong or going sideways. Because I really took pride, and that was probably my first mistake, is being too prideful. But I took pride in, I'm self-employed, I'm an entrepreneur, all the titles and the labels. I create content, but I've never really blown up in terms of I'm a six-figure entrepreneur. I go viral. I have all these followers, blah, blah, blah. And not that those metrics truly matter, but I always found myself settling for just enough, which nothing is wrong with enough. I think we all have to learn what enough is for each other, the same way that we define what success means for us. And I had to redefine all of that for me coming into this 2025 year. And as I go into 2026, God willing, I know I'm going to be better off. I know I'm going to be stronger mentally, physically, emotionally, and yes, financially. Because I've been putting in the work. I put my head down. I said no to events. And the events that I did say yes to, they meant something to me. I wasn't just being frivolous with my time, my energy, my money, my words especially. I was very cautious about how I spoke to myself, how I care for myself the moment I wake up. Am I grabbing my phone? Am I leaving my bed messy? Am I journaling? Am I checking in with myself? Am I surrounding myself with the right people? Do I still enjoy this work? And if not, what are we going to do to change it? Instead of waking up every day in that same routine, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. The mentality is now I get to do this. And the parts I don't enjoy, is that something I can hand off to someone else, pay someone else to do it? Or is it something I just have to accept as part of the territory, part of the job, and get it done until it becomes habit? There are plenty of habits that I have that I know benefit me, such as working out, that I don't like doing. And it takes a lot of mental and emotional strength to get up and do a workout. But I knew that this is something that impacts me the most. I am my best when I am physically at my best. I do what I can control. The rest, I just trust the process. And I pray that everything, God willing, goes in my favor. And I applied that same mentality this year. And I knew the one thing I was lacking the most, discipline. And I went back to my roots of being an athlete, and I thought about it. I was like, before any season starts, we don't touch any equipment. We don't touch any bats, jerseys, nothing. We don't run any plays. We get in shape. We condition. We talk to each other. We get to know each other. And I was skipping a lot of those steps when it came to my business. So if you're an entrepreneur out there struggling, I have the LLC. I got my first product sold. But then all of a sudden, it's crickets. Things have slowed down. Yeah, maybe your first swing was a strike of good luck, which it happens. And for me, I'm the type, all I need is one hit and I'm off to the races. But there's something about having systems in place, plans, investing money back into the business instead of considering it all profit. It's putting money back into the business that I had to realize I was being stingy. I was putting my money in other things that were probably a lot more frivolous. But when it came to my actual business, me waking up every day miserable, wanting to quit, and when I took a step back, when I took several steps back and several seats, I realized, oh my God, I have not been investing in my business at all. I was just collecting checks, but I had no real emotional ties to anything I was doing. I didn't care. I just was like, give me my money and let me go home. And I have that in air quotes because I work from home. But I started to just feel ugly on the inside about my attitude. So this year has been very humbling, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you for listening. We are a small but mighty group of people, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But I share my stories and my day-to-day because I know what it's like to do all this alone. I know what it's like to feel lonely in these spaces and to feel like everyone's just gatekeeping the information. I'm stuck. I hate my job. I'm poor. I'm broke. I just want to see a change. But because I know I've been there. I have been there. I know what it's like to be in those mindsets, to be stuck. I worked my same exact 9-to-5 for 15 years because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe or have faith that there was more out there for me to experience, to do, to achieve, to accomplish, to learn. Because I let one simple mindset hold me back. And I said, no, I've never been like that. But survival mode is no joke. So through this process, yes, it requires discipline. Yes, it requires courage. But most importantly, it requires patience. Get around the right people that could help you, motivate you, inspire you, encourage you, if anything. Encouragement goes a long way. And the better you speak to yourself on a daily basis, the more it's going to become believable. And eventually, you're not even going to question or doubt yourself. You're just going to wake up and go do the thing that was so daunting and scary to you just 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. So I hope this message resonates with you all. I'm speaking from the dome, no notes, freestyling, if you will. Speaking from the heart because I truly care about all of us, but I know that it gets real. And if I just come on here on this podcast and say, okay, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. This worked for me. This worked for this person. It may not hit the same. I'm still going to do content like that, but it's not going to hit the same all the time. Sometimes we need to just hear someone else going through it and hear how they got out of it and then try our best to do the same. Maybe not exactly how I did it or how you did it, but just know that that first step, it counts, it matters, it is enough. So if you're in a place where you feel stuck or you're ready for a change, you got this. Patience, endurance, courage, discipline. I'm here to help as well. I'm willing to coach you through all this. I'm a certified life coach, in case you didn't know that. And I've been working in the real estate industry for 21 and a half years. I can't believe it, honestly. More than half of my life at this point, I've been working in this industry, and definitely all of my adult life, I've worked in this industry. And as many times as I've tried to run away from it, I call it my boomerang. It just keeps coming back. It keeps finding me. So if this is where I need to be, I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to uplift and encourage each and every one of you because we need it, especially times now where it just feels heavy. feels dark. It feels like all odds are against us. The more we build community and come together and unite and do what it is that we are each individually supposed to be doing on this earth, the better off we will all be. And as long as we lead with kindness, generosity, love, I think we'll all be okay. Money is a resource. It's a tool. It's not our identity. It's not how we should operate or prioritize in this world. Just at the beginning of the year, my expenses were 2 times what they are today. I had to get real and say, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. And let it go. And sacrifice for either a temporary amount of time or forever. Either way, I knew if I was suffering, I had to find the bleeding ASAP. So let's work together. Let's get through this time, this moment. And if you're on the other side of these challenges or these trying times, let's talk about it. Share your story as well, because I think so many times we think that we're alone or lonely, and it's like sometimes you just need to press play on a podcast and listen to it for the next 15, 20 minutes, and that'll change your life. I know it has for me. And that's my intention with this show, each and every episode moving forward, is how can I make an impact in someone's life? I don't need to change the entire world, country, state. I just need to impact at least one person per episode. And if it happens to be more than one person, that's a bonus and that's a blessing, and I'm forever grateful. So, one day at a time, one episode at a time, one person at a time. This is the Keys podcast, and my name is Lillian Hernandez, but you can call me Lilly. Visit my website, lillianhernandez.com, so you can learn more about my services, my coaching, my YouTube channel, as well as other resources and tools that I have to offer on my website. If you want to listen to more episodes of The Keys podcast, you can visit that website, thekeyspodcast.com, where all 70 plus episodes exist. Yes, I have over 50 interviews on there as well, plus solo episodes. It's a good time. I love doing this show. I love doing podcasting and creating for you all and sharing my story in any way that it can impact you and just improve this world little by little. So with that said, this has been another episode. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And until the next one, I'm out.